The Galaxy S25 Ultra drop test is finally here, where we're comparing it side by side to our iPhone 16 Pro Max footage. Taking a look at the spec sheet, this year the Galaxy has a lot going for it. Not only does it have Corning's new Gorilla Armor 2, which is supposed to be better at resisting drop damage, but it's also lighter, coming in 9 grams less than the iPhone this time. On top of that, it's using the same grade 5 titanium as the iPhone, where last year it was using weaker grade 2 titanium, and its frame now sits fully flush with the screen. Of course, the same thing could be said about the iPhone for those things, and at least when it launched, Apple said that the second generation of ceramic shield is 2 times stronger than the glass on any other smartphone. Will that be enough for the iPhone to pull off the win here, or will the Galaxy prove to be more durable? Let's find out. Round number 1, backdrop. 3, 2, 1. After that backdrop, the iPhone's rear glass shatters, while the Galaxy actually survives, with its glass being fully intact. As far as the damage goes, the Galaxy only suffers a few light scuffs to the metal frame and the camera housing, so pretty much as close to a perfect result as you can possibly get, while on the iPhone, it's pretty bad. Not just the shattering, obviously, but it also suffered this hairline crack on the telephoto camera. It doesn't actually seem to affect the camera's image quality, thankfully, but I feel like if Apple would have designed the camera to sit flush with the housing like Samsung did, the crack wouldn't have happened. But either way, it's a big win for the Galaxy in round number 1. Round number 2, corner drop. 2, 1. Alright, so both phones survived the corner drop without a problem. The iPhone has typically done better in this round than the Galaxy, but this time, thanks to its rounded corners, its lighter weight, and potentially its stronger titanium, the Galaxy does just as good as the iPhone, with both phones only suffering these light scratches to their frames. But one thing we've got to talk about real quick is that spark that the Galaxy's titanium made when it hit the concrete, where it started at the corner and then traveled all the way up to the other side. It looked absolutely awesome, and obviously it didn't negatively affect the phone at all, so it's a tie in round number 2. Round number 3, face drop. 3, 2, 1. Alright, moment of truth, and unfortunately neither phone comes away unscathed. But I have to say, the Galaxy held up a heck of a lot better here. It only suffers some cracks to the top left area of the screen, whereas on the iPhone, the glass kinda shattered all over the place. Obviously, this isn't a result that you want on either phone, but given how many people don't get their cracked phones repaired out there, if I had to use one of these phones, it would be the Galaxy hands down, since the iPhone's glass is at that point where it would actually cut your fingers. So it's another win for the Galaxy in round number 3. Bonus round. Okay, so with both phones remaining fully functional after our 15-point inspection, we move on to the bonus round, where we're testing each phone's impact and shock resistance, dropping the phones up to 10 times straight onto steel. 2, 1. So that first bonus drop does pretty much nothing to the Galaxy, while it caused the iPhone to completely lock up and freeze. We had to restart the phone to get it to boot back up, after which it seemed completely fine. So a little bit strange, but we'll keep on going. 3 additional bonus drops later, and the iPhone froze for 2 of them. It's a temporary loss of functionality since a restart does get it back working again, but in the event of a car crash, this seems like it could be an issue. Obviously, we're talking about a sample size of 1 here, so this may not actually be a widespread issue, but it is one that our Galaxy here isn't suffering from. Oh no, so the sheer impact from that drop caused the rear glass on the Galaxy to crack. There's no telling if the same would have been true for the iPhone, since the iPhone's rear glass was cracked to begin with, and this just goes to show you how a phone can crack even if the glass doesn't make direct impact with the surface. But the good news here is the phones are still both working, so we'll keep on going. On the 9th bonus drop, the glass on both phones are looking pretty bad, as you'd kind of expect. The iPhone did lock up again, so we had to restart it, but as far as we can tell, both phones appear to be fully functional. Oh man, so on the 10th and final bonus drop, both phones suffer additional damage. The iPhone gets this white strip that's going across its display, while the Galaxy's selfie camera completely fails. I'm not exactly sure when this happened since we don't go through our full 15-point inspection until after each round, but I do know that it definitely happened between the 5th and the 10th drop, with the results being the camera system only working through a workaround to get to the rear cameras, and since the selfie camera failed, it also means that the face unlock no longer works either. Alright, so with all 4 rounds in the books, let's take a look at the scorecard. In the first round, the Galaxy survives without cracking, giving it a huge advantage. In the second, the titanium frames on both phones only suffer minor scratches. In the third, the Galaxy's Gorilla Armor 2 holds up much better than the iPhone's ceramic shield. And then in the fourth round, while the iPhone did get that strip across its screen and lost functionality temporarily, the Galaxy lost permanent functionality in its selfie camera and face unlock while also having its rear glass cracked. But in the end, it's still a big win for the Galaxy in this drop test. Anyways, that is it for me in this video. Thank you for watching, and as always, I'll see you in the very next episode.